Joe, can you hear me?
Yes, Mr.
Yes.
All right. County Attorney's Office.
Present. Good evening, Your Honor.
Evening. And there's somebody from the Defense Services. And we have our interpreter on.
English. I speak English.
I'm sorry.
I speak English.
I'm sorry. So not referring to you just yet. Do we have our interpreter on the line?
Your Honor, this is a Spanish interpreter. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can now hear you.
We have two people. They're about 4/5 down the line, number 12 or 13 on the list. I'll stand by until we're ready.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to confirm we have somebody on.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry, do we have, is it Mr. Duran first, or are we taking somebody out of order?
This is Garcia Bruce first.
All right, Mr. Garcia, can you please birth to me?
Bruce Joaquin Garcia Jr., 0720 1975.
All right, good evening, sir. This time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening based on charges out of the Pima County Superior Court for possession of a narcotic drug, possession of a dangerous drug, and possession of drug paraphernalia. To remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Legal Defender's Office to represent you. There is an attorney present who can assist you. If you need to speak with them privately, we will try to make arrangements to do that. But just remember, sir, anything you say could be held against you. All right. Reviewed pretrial services report noting that Mr. Garcia was rated a 6 out of 6 on the NCAA scales, and that this is I believe, a refiled matter that the defendant had failed to appear previously, had been arrested previously, had been released previously on a bond with pretrial services. Pretrial services further noted that in prior instances, they had difficulty maintaining or establishing contact with Mr. Garcia. County Attorney's Office recommendation is that a $500 bond amount, I guess the amount of the warrant, and additional conditions apply. Does the state have anything they'd like to add?
The only thing I would add, Your Honor, is you indicated it was a refiled matter. It's actually a steps failure, so it's a first filing. But just noting that he was given the opportunity at steps and did not take advantage of that. Thank you.
No, thank you very much. Thank you for the correction. Defense.
Your Honor, he is a lifelong resident of Tucson who has ties to the community. He's also currently homeless, so he doesn't have any ability to pay. Obviously, with the steps failure and the lack of check-in with pretrial services, some amount of bond is going to be appropriate, but I would ask the court to keep in mind that this appears to be a personal use drug offense, and not a violent or victim offense. And so I would ask the court set the bond at $500.
Along with the warrant amount of $500 cash, in order that if Mr. Garcia is able to post that bond, that he be released to the supervision of pretrial services and submit to any monitoring or treatment that they direct. I'll set the matter for an arraignment on June 27th at 1:30 in the afternoon. And secondly, Mr. Garcia, it appears you have a separate Tucson City Court case related to charges or a single charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. On that matter, I'm not going to hold you on that one since it's already being held on the other matter, and I'll set this city court case for a non-transport review hearing on August 8th, 2025 at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Bond at the Tucson City Court. I'm also going to appoint the Tucson City Public Defender's Office to represent you, and their information will be included on the paperwork you'll receive. So sir, you're not going to be released this evening unless you're able to post that bond. If you are able to post that bond, please make sure and contact pretrial services and your attorneys as soon as possible. That way you do not miss any future hearings. Because if you do, a warrant could issue for your arrest and you could end up right back in custody. You understand all that? Appear to be muted, sir.
How do you unmute? Okay.
Not sure if he's trying to speak or I'm not sure whether the error is. Does the jail have, you have any idea what may be going on?
Yeah, they're just trying to unmute.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I totally forgot about like the STEP program. I thought we wrapped up all this together in one, and I apologize for this because I was like wondering. I go, well, don't I have a clue with the STEP program? And then my sister had
sir.
told me.
Sir, again,
I-
so just to remind you, sir, this hearing is not privileged, right? So your communications are being broadcast. I don't want you to say something that might inadvertently damage your position. So just to remind you, you do have several hearings coming up. One will be on June 27th at 1:30 in the afternoon. That'll be your arraignment in this case, your felony case rather. And you'll have a separate hearing on August the 8th on your city court matter. You're being appointed attorneys in both cases, so please make sure and contact both of them and keep in contact with them. And if you are able to be released, also
Yes, Your
keep
Honor.
in contact with pretrial services. Do you understand all that?
Yes, Your Honor. Sorry about that. Totally sorry about that.
Not a problem, sir. You, that's all I have for you. You're excused.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Michael Martinez Duran, December 7th, 1976.
All right. Good evening, Mr. Duran. This is the time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening based on a warrant related to charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, dangerous instrument. I'm sorry, domestic violence, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument, and aggravated assault, domestic violence. Remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing Miss Megan LaFada to represent you. I reviewed the pretrial services report in this case. I'll note that there is a separate criminal matter, CR 2025-2554, pending. And that Mr. Duran was rated a 4 or 2 respectively on the NCAA scales. I'm sorry, this matter was related to the warrant. The warrant amount was $25,000 secured, imposed by Judge Danielle Constant. County Attorney's recommendation is $25,000 in line with the warrant.
You have to think.
Defense, any recommendation?
Your Honor, he is a lifelong resident of Tucson. And as you know, he's a 2 on the FTA scale, so he doesn't have any significant failure to appear history. It appears that he's being held on $100,000 bond in the other matter. And so he's already got a very significant amount of bond. Given that he hasn't posted it, that's a good indication that he's unable to. So on this new case, I would ask, or this additional case, I would ask that the court set the bond at $10,000.
Okay. I'll honor the bond amount ordered by Judge Constant as $25,000 secured, and if the bond is posted, that Mr. Duran be released to the supervision of pretrial services, and that he submit any treatment or monitoring as directed by pretrial services. I'll set the matter for an arraignment on June 27th at 1:30 in the afternoon. So, Mr. Ron, you're obviously being held on a separate case, which isn't before me this evening. On this matter, I'm going to impose the bond so you can receive time credit should that become appropriate in your case. Please make sure and contact your attorney as soon as possible. If for some reason you are released, please make sure and contact pretrial services as soon as possible. Otherwise, if you fail to make contact, fail to attend any hearings, you could be end up right back in custody. Understand? All right. Thank you very much, sir. You're excused.
It's all about right there.
All right. Dean, sir, can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Dominique, February 4th, 2006.
All right, Mr. Nadmier, this is time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening based on charges of the Pima County Superior Court related to theft of means of transportation and burglary in the third degree. To remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you for purposes of this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please talk with your attorney before saying anything out loud. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Reviewed pretrial services report. Note that there is a adult probation hold. And that the warrant that issued in this case is in the amount of $5,000 secured from Judge Constant. County Attorney's recommendation is $5,000 per the warrant. Anything to add? From the state, sorry.
No, Your Honor, I guess I would just point out that he does have a probation hold as well. That's all.
Thank you. All right. It depends.
Your Honor, he's 19 years old, so he is relatively young. He has no prior violent convictions. I'd ask you set the bond at $3,000.
Well, given the hold, I will honor the warrant amount $5,000 secured and order that if the defendant is able to post it, he be released to pretrial services supervision and submit to any monitoring or treatment as directed. I'll set the matter for an arraignment on June 27th at 1:30 in the afternoon. So you're not going to be released because of your additional hold, but I am going to impose the bond so you can receive time credit if that becomes applicable. The Pima County Public Defender's Office is going to represent you in this case. Imagine they'll represent you in the other case. So please maintain contact, and you'll be seen next on the 27th at 1:30. And that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you very much.
Done. Okay, please.
Good evening, sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
John Joseph Flity the third, 12483. Your Honor.
All right, thanks, sir. You're being seen this evening on a few different matters. First one we're going to take up is a warrant that was issued for your arrest by Judge Adam Waters, related to charges of criminal damage and 2 counts of disorderly conduct. Somewhat old matter, these offenses were alleged to have occurred on September 17th of 2021. The warrant was issued on November 28th, 2022. To remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. On this initial matter related to the warrant that I just described, I'm going to order you be released on promise that you will appear at the Pima County Justice Court in downtown Tucson on June 30th at 8:30 in the morning. Can you do that?
Yes, Your Honor. You're gonna release me tonight?
Or you're clear that you need to be here at the Justice Court on June 30th at 8:30 in the morning?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll release you. I'm going to order that you not have any contact of any kind with any alleged victims, to include going to their place of work or residence. This matter is going to be assigned to Judge Renee Garza. So after you are released, please make sure and attend your hearing on the 30th. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest. On the other matter, this relates to charges of criminal trespass in the 2nd degree, criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, and possession of drug paraphernalia. This case is out of the Tucson City Court. On that matter, I'll also likewise release you and promise that you will appear at a hearing on July 28th at 2 p.m. Can you do that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. So your case there is going to be assigned to Judge Varasa. Please make sure, just as with your Justice Court case, that you are at your hearing on the 20th of July at 2 p.m. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And that's all I have for you, sir. You're excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
January 12th, 05.
All right. Ms. Gomez, good evening. This is time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here on a few different matters, both from the Pima County Justice Court, the Tucson City Court, and looks like there's a charge out of the Pioneer Justice Court in Santan Valley. On all these matters, please remember you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. On the first matter we're going to talk about, this is the one out of Pioneer Justice Court in Santan Valley. This relates to a charge of theft. On this matter, I'm going to release you and promise that you'll appear at the Santan Valley Justice Court, the Pioneer Justice Court, excuse me, on July 3rd at 9 a.m. in front of Judge David Miller. Can you do that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll already be released, I promise, but I'm not going to quash the warrant so that such that if you fail to appear, that warrant's still going to be outstanding. So you need to make sure and contact the court and arrange to be present in front of Judge Miller. I'm also going to order that you not have any contact with any alleged victims or go to the incident location where this is alleged to occur. Second case I'm going to talk about relates to a warrant that was issued by Judge Vince Roberts on December 22nd, 2023 related to charges of criminal trespass in the first degree and disorderly conduct. On that matter, I'll release you and promise you'll appear on in 10 days on June 30th at 8:30 in the morning. Can you do that?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you're going to be seen by Judge Renee Garza on June 30th at the Pima County Justice Court in downtown Tucson. I'll likewise order in this case you not have any contact with any alleged victims to include going to their place of work or residence. And the next case relates again to a warrant that was issued by Judge Erica Cornejo from earlier this year, January 22nd, and involves charges of shoplifting. Make things easy, I'm just going to set that for the same date, June 30th at 8:30 in the morning at the Pima County Justice Court. You'll also be seen by Judge Garza at that time for that same case. Likewise, I'm going to order that you not have any contact with any alleged victim to include going to the alleged incident location. The last matter I have for you is consolidation of several cases out of the Tucson City Court related to criminal trespass, shoplifting, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'll likewise release in this case and set a hearing for you on July 29th, 2025 at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Bond. Can you promise you'll appear at that hearing, please? I'll order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, that you not have any contact with any alleged victims, or go to the incident locations. So you have a lot of things coming up. Please make sure, keep the paperwork you'll receive from the jail related to all your court dates, and above all else, please make sure and attend all your court dates in Pioneer, in Pima County, and in Tucson City Court. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest like the ones that were previously issued, and you can end up right back in custody. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. You're excused.
Well,
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Daniel Guzman, June 30th, 1992.
All right, Mr. Goodman. It's the time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening based on several charges that were alleged to have occurred earlier today, probably 6:45 in the morning. 2 charges of disorderly conduct and 1 charge of driving under the influence. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to set a hearing for you where an attorney will be appointed for you by the court. One second. Okay. All right, sir. I've reviewed something called a pretrial services report. This is just give me a little bit more information about you, and also a little bit more information about the alleged victim in the case. In this matter, the alleged victim confirmed that you do not share a residence. Is that correct?
We don't.
She also said that she would like to have further contact with you and does not object to your release. So based on that and the other information available, I will release you and promise that you appear at the Pima County Justice Court for an arraignment on June 30th at 10:30 in the morning. Can you do that, sir?
Sir,
You'll be seeing Judge Garza on that date. I'm going to order that you not drive without a valid license, that you possess and consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, and that you commit no acts of domestic violence. I'm not going to order that you not have any contact. However, please make sure and please understand, sir, that any additional alleged violations or infractions, especially violations these conditions of release, could result in you getting put right back in custody. Do you understand that?
But sir,
Then you're going to be released later this evening. And please make sure and attend your hearing on the 30th. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest. And that's all I have for you, sir. You're excused. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Oh, thanks. Oh. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Ronald Wayne Ensley. 5'6", 59.
All right. Good evening, Mr. Ensley. This time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here tonight on two matters. The first relates to a warrant that was issued by Judge Doug Taylor, the Pima County Justice Court, on a charge of shoplifting and failing to appear. The second matter is out of the Tucson City Court, related to a warrant that was issued by Judge Jeffrey Close for an allegation of criminal trespass in the third degree and failing to appear. Remind you, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you.
Go. Go.
Is there any issue or concern I should be aware of?
He was just medicated, Your Honor. That's why he's acting like this. Alcohol. He's acting alcohol withdrawals.
Okay, understood. All right. So, Mr. Hensley, for both the matters, I'm going to order you be released on promise that you will appear at the at the Pima County Justice Court on June 30th at 8:30 in the morning. Can you promise you'll do that, sir?
thank you.
I made the last one. I didn't
Sure.
show up.
Sir, this evening, I'm inclined to release you, but only if you'll promise you will appear for all the hearings that I set for you. Can you promise you'll do that,
I
sir?
will, but I don't want to be here no more.
Okay.
I will.
All right, sir. So in your first case, I'm going to set a hearing for you on June 30th at 8:30 in the morning at the Pima County Justice Court.
Yeah.
I'm going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and that you not go back to where this is alleged to have occurred. The second case, I'm going to set a hearing for you on July 28th at 9:30 a.m. in front of Judge Maldonado. Likewise, I'm going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, or go to the alleged incident location. So you're going to be released later this evening. You'll be receiving paperwork. Please keep that paperwork handy so you don't miss your court dates.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. That's all I have for you. You're excused.
Actually, I talked about.
All right. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Good evening, Your Honor. It's Diane Johnson, November 1st, 1984.
Thank you very much, Ms. Johnson. This is time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here on two separate warrants. The first that we're going to be talking about is a warrant that was issued by Judge Raymond Carroll at the Green Valley Justice Court related to a charge of driving without a valid license, alleged to have occurred on July 19th, 2024. And the second is for a warrant that was issued by Judge Crystal Ann Foster at the Pima County Justice Courts related to charges of criminal trespass in the first degree, domestic violence, and criminal, disorderly conduct alleged to have occurred on November 3rd, 2024. Remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. On the Green Valley matter, it appears right. On the Green Valley matter, I'm going to release you on promise that you'll appear at the Green Valley Justice Court on June 26th at 8:30 in the morning. Can you do that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So it's just a few days from now, but please make
Yes.
sure and attend your hearing. Otherwise, if you don't, a warrant could issue for your arrest in that case. I'm going to order that you not drive without a valid license in that case. And the next one, I'm going to release you on promise that you'll appear at an arraignment in front of Judge Renee Garza on June 30th at 8:30 in the morning. Can you do that?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you're going to be released on both cases. In the second case, I'm also going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, commit any acts of domestic violence. Sorry, 1 second. And that you not have any contact with the alleged victims to go into their place of work or residence. Maybe you have 2 court dates coming up. Please make sure and make both of them. Otherwise, you can end up right back in custody. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's all I have for you. You're excused. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Hello, my name is Anola Juan. January 10th, 1992.
All right, Mr. Juan, good evening. It's time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here on a couple different matters. The first relates to a warrant that was issued for your arrest by Judge Crystal Foster at the Pima County Justice Court. This relates to a charge of assault alleged to have been committed on May 7th, 2020. Remind sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. One second.
Yeah.
All right, sir. On this matter, I'm going to release you on promise that you'll appear for a review hearing in your case on July 2nd at 1:30 in the afternoon. Can you do that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll order that you not have any contact with any alleged victims in this case, to include go into their place of work or residence. I'm also going to appoint, or rather reappoint, Mr. Patrick Toppin to represent you. His information is going to be in the paperwork you'll receive for this matter. When you're released, please make sure and contact your attorney as soon as possible. And above all else, keep contact with them so you don't miss any hearings.
Okay.
On the second matter, you have a warrant that was issued by Judge Jeff Close of the Tucson City Court, and this relates to charges of two charges of possession of drug paraphernalia and a failure to appear. Likewise, going to release you on that matter. I'm going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. And I'm going to set a hearing for you on July 23rd at 2:30 in the afternoon in front of Judge Sarah Mayhew. All right, sir. You got a couple hearings coming up. Please make sure and attend all of them. Please make sure and keep in contact with your attorney. And above all else, do not miss those hearings. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest. That's all I have for you, sir. Thank you. All right, good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth? I'm sorry, sir. Please repeat that. Talk a little fast.
John 22nd was in East. In Sydney.
Repeat your full name.
John D. Sanchez. John Steve Sanchez.
All right, Sanchez, good evening. It's time set for your initial appearance. You have a couple matters we're going to deal with tonight. I'm sorry, 3 matters we're going to deal with tonight. The first relates to a warrant that was issued for your arrest for charges of theft, shoplifting, criminal trespass in the 3rd degree. In that matter, I'm going to release you and set a hearing for you in the city of South Tucson City Court on July 8th at 10 a.m. I'm also going to order that you not have any contact with the alleged victims, to include going to their place of work or residence, and that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. The other matter we have for you is charge of shoplifting and possession of drug paraphernalia. This was alleged to have occurred on April 27th, 2023. On that matter, I'm also going to release you and order or set a hearing for you on July 25th, 2025 at 2:30 in the afternoon in front of Judge Sarah Mayhew. I'm going to order that you not have any contact the alleged victims in this case, to include going to the alleged incident location. I'm also going to order you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Mr. Sanchez, you have a couple hearings coming up. Please make sure and attend to both. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest for one or both, and you can end up right back in custody. Do you understand that?
That's it.
All right, thanks, sir. You're excused. Who's next? Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Barbara J. Davidson, 7/31/1956.
There it is. All right. Ms. Davidson, good evening. It's time set for your initial appearance and arraignment. You're being seen here this evening on 2 charges, one of domestic violence assault and the other of domestic violence disorderly conduct. To remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I'm just getting a little tired. That's
All right, we'll try to get you out of here so you can get some rest. So you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and one may be appointed to you, or you may retain one at your own expense. You are presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and I'm entering pleas of not guilty on your behalf to this to these charges. I'm also going to set a hearing for you on July 29th at 1:30 in the afternoon in front of Judge Wendy Million at the Tucson City Court. I'll release you on promise that you will appear at that hearing. Can you do that, ma'am?
yes, sir. I'll be there.
Okay. So you'll be released later this evening. I'm going to order that you not have any contact with the alleged victim in this case, to include going to their place of work or residence.
Can I get keys to my car
All your
from
property,
Mr. Davidson?
any property that was taken from you when you were taken into custody should be returned to you. But that'll be a matter to discuss with the jail. Okay.
I didn't have any property at the time, but Mr. Davidson has stolen my keys to my car. That's why I'm asking.
Okay. I don't know what I don't know if any property will be taken or given over to you. It'll be something you'll have to take up with Judge Million. Okay.
Will you guys give me a reminder or
Yeah,
some type of-
paperwork.
Yeah, you're gonna yes, ma'am. You're gonna get paperwork reminding you of the court date. Please make sure and attend that court date. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest, and you can end up in custody. Do you understand?
So can I go home, or he gets to go home and I have to go find a place to stay?
No, you're going to be released. I'm gonna order that you not have any contact. From what I can understand from the pretrial services report, you're going to return to your residence and
He should stay in jail.
understood. Thank you very much. But you are going to be released and you are going to be able to return to your residence later this evening. You understand?
But I need keys.
You understand what he told you?
I can return to my residence,
Yes.
but I can't get.
You understand?
I understand, sir.
Thank you very much. All right, that's all I have for you, David. You're excused. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Amy Jennifer Pierce, 7573.
All right. Ms. Pierce, good evening. This is time set for your initial appearance and arraignment. You are being seen here this evening on charges of domestic violence assault and domestic violence disorderly conduct. Reminding you, you have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, which may be appointed to you by the court, or you may obtain one at your own expense. You are presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and I'm entering pleas of not guilty on your behalf to these charges. I'm also setting a court date for you on July 21st at 9:30 a.m. in front of Judge Duran at the Tucson City Court. I'll release you this evening on promise that you will appear at that hearing on July 21st. Can you do that for me?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm gonna order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, that you commit no acts of domestic violence, and that you have no contact with the alleged victim in this case, to include going to their place of work or residence. Do you reside with the alleged victims?
Well, I was. I mean, I've got my car keys over there, my car over there, my medicine over there, my animals over there.
So what I'm going to do is order that you be allowed to return one time with the police escort. So if you do have any personal property that you wish to collect, you need to contact law enforcement. You can call 311 and arrange for them to be present with you at the residence and escort you in and out so that you can collect all your belongings. Do not go into the residence without a police escort, and do not stay any longer than is necessary to collect your belongings. You understand that? Now, if you need assistance with finding alternate housing, there is a shed outside of the jail that can assist you with finding alternate housings. But for now, you can't return to the residence until Judge Varana or another judge determines otherwise. So, ma'am, that's all I have for you this evening. You're going to be released later this evening. Please make sure and attend your court dates, otherwise a warrant could issue for your arrest.
I'm supposed to go.
The transition.
Thank you. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Varasa Davidson, 6548. Am I close enough?
Yes, I
Can you hear me?
Yes, or can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Your Honor.
All right. Right, Mr. Davidson, this is the time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening based on charges of, excuse me, domestic violence and disorderly conduct alleged to have occurred earlier today. Remind you, do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney. One may be appointed to you by a court, or you may secure one at your own expense. You are presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And you are entitled to a trial where you are, again, presumed innocent. The burden is on the state to prove you guilty. All right. In this matter, do you reside with the alleged victim?
Well, we've been together 24 years, but she's been leaving for a while. She left for about 9 months, then she came back and she left again. She's been gone for about 8-9 days. Then she came back again with this lady I never seen before.
Okay, well, so just I just want to make sure we're not getting too far into the facts or anything that may be problematic for you, sir. So if you didn't answer, do you reside with the alleged victim in this case?
Yes, we still married, we still together.
Okay, but do you have any personal belongings at the alleged victim's residence?
That's my house.
Okay.
It's our house.
Okay. Well, thank you, sir. So in this case, I'm going to set a hearing for you on July 29th at 1:30 in the afternoon in front of Judge Wendy Million at the Tucson City Court. I'm going to release you and promise that you will appear at that hearing. Can you promise that, sir?
I always do the right thing.
Good. Now, the reason I asked about all this, sir, is that the alleged victim in this case does not wish to have any contact with you and does not wish you to return to the home. I'm going to honor that request and order that you not have any contact with the alleged victim, that you commit no acts of domestic violence, to include going to their residence. I will allow you to return to the residence to collect your personal belongings. The way you're going to do that is by contacting law enforcement and arranging for them to be present with you to collect your belongings and then leave with you. So again, you are going to be allowed to go back to the residence to collect any personal belongings that you wish to take with you, but you're going to need to contact law enforcement beforehand, wait for them, and stay with them the entire time. If you need assistance, there are resources that the jail can point you to find alternative housing while this matter resolves itself. But otherwise, you're not to have any contact with the alleged victim, to include going to that residence outside of the one time to collect your personal belongings. Do you understand that?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure. You may.
I am out ordered to leave my home when she don't even be there. She's not even there. I'm the one that's always at home. She the one been leaving home. I'm always at home. Not me. She left twice. She went gone for 9 months and then she came back. We don't fight. We don't fight and put our hands on each other.
Sir.
Okay.
Yeah, sir. So again, I don't want to get too far into any facts or anything. So for now, you just need to find a different place to reside. Again, there are resources available for you. But otherwise, I have to honor the victim's request to not have any additional contact with you. And this is just a matter to keep the peace, to keep you both from getting in any further trouble. So your hearing is scheduled for July 29th at 1:30. You're going to be released later this evening. If you need assistance, please let the jail know and they'll direct you appropriately. And that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you. As if I mispronounce, Varasa?
Yes.
Okay. Defense wish to waive reading of these charges? Or this charge, rather?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. We'll waive reading, and counsel for state and defense both directed not to describe or discuss. All right. And can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
It is Yolibet Mosqueda Varasa, August 14, 2000.
Thank you. You're being seen here this evening on felony charges that, for reasons your attorney deems appropriate, we're not going to describe or discuss. To remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointed to Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you for purposes of this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please address them to your attorney before saying anything out loud. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. Review the pretrial services report. For Ms. As well as the county attorney's office recommendation, which is for pretrial services release. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything else from the state?
No, Your Honor. Just no, Your Honor.
Thanks. Defense, any objection to release to pretrial services?
No, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, I'm going to release you this evening to the supervision of pretrial services in order that you submit to any monitoring or treatment as they direct. I'm also going to order that you not have any contact with any alleged victims, to include going to their place of work or residence. I'm going to set this matter for a preliminary hearing on July 10th at 1:30 in the afternoon at the Pima County Justice Court. So, ma'am, you're going to be released. Please make sure and contact pretrial services as soon as you are able to, and maintain contact with them as well as your attorneys so that you can keep up to date. And above all else, please make sure you're attending all hearings in this case. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest and you can end up right back in custody. Do you understand?
Yes.
Thank you. That's all I have for you. You're excused.
Okay, go out that door, have a seat with the female. And then just this. These guys.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Mario Alberto Penchites.
All right, Mr. Penchites, this is the time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening based on a single charge of attempted second-degree murder. You have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney and, sorry, excuse me, 1 second. No, that's right. I'm appointed Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you for purposes of this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please address them to your attorney before saying anything out loud. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Everything you mentioned.
Review the pretrial services report. I note that this is a holdover from an earlier session. Pretrial services noted Mr. Benya was a 1 and 1 respectively on the NCFTA scales. That there was some difficulty in establishing identity at least initial outset. County Attorney's Office
Note at the bottom of the interim complaint. This is a very serious offense, a very dangerous offense, and the state's recommendation is based upon the I guess the dangerousness and safety to the community. I noted in my notes how seriously the victim was injured. I do see in the complaint that there is some information from the defendant about this being in a fight. But I think the facts, the number of times that were shot and some of the facts, I don't think should lend itself to a lower bond based on any potential self-defense or something like that. So the state is asking for 500,000.
Thank you. In defense?
Your Honor, he has no criminal history at all. He's a 1 on the FTA and the NCA scale, so that means he also has no failure to appear history. He's a lifelong resident of Tucson with ties to the community. He is also currently unemployed, so he's not going to be able to post a $500,000 bond.
Don't touch her. Do not touch her.
And so, Your Honor, I would ask you set the bond at $100,000.
I will set the bond at $100,000 cash and order that if a bond is posted that that Mr. Penchites be released to the supervision of pretrial services and submit to any monitoring or treatment. I'll order that that he surrender any firearms or weapons that he may have in his possession, and that he possess no firearms or weapons, that he also possess and consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, or have any contact of any kind with the alleged victims, to include go into their place of work or residence. I'll set the matter for a preliminary hearing on July 10th at 1:30 in the afternoon. So, sir, you're not going to be released unless you're able to post that bond. If you do post that bond, please make sure and keep in touch with your attorney as well as pretrial services to make sure that you are up to date on the status of your case. And above all else, to attend all hearings. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest. Thank you very much, sir. You're excused.
Right.
Your Honor, the next three may be the Spanish speakers. The interpreter is ready.
Thank you very much. Good evening, sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Buenas tardes, señor. ¿Podría dar su nombre completo y su fecha de nacimiento, por favor?
Sí, Jesús Enrique Gallardo Casas, 08/11/1998.
Yes, my name is Jesus Enrique Gallardo Casas. My date of birth is 08/11/98.
Good evening, sir. This is time set for your initial appearance.
Buenas tardes, señor. Esta audiencia está pactada para su comparecencia inicial.
You're being seen here this evening based on a warrant that was issued for your arrest.
Lo estamos viendo esta tarde por una orden de detención por prófugo.
This relates to charges of driving, drive-by shooting,
Esto tiene que ver con acusaciones de balazos de un automóvil,
aggravated assault with a deadly weapon,
agresión con arma mortal
and a discharge of a firearm,
y disparos de armas.
discharge of a firearm within city limits,
Disparo de arma dentro de los límites de la ciudad
discharge of a firearm at a non-residential structure,
y disparos de armas contra una residencia no ocupada
and possession of a deadly weapon by a prohibited possessor.
y posesión de arma por persona sin licencia o permiso de tener arma.
You have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you.
Tiene usted el derecho a guardar silencio. Cualquier cosa que diga podrá y será usada en contra suya.
You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you.
También tiene derecho a representación legal. Voy a asignar al abogado de oficio del defensor público del condado de Pima para que lo representen.
The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you for purposes of this hearing.
La abogada que está sentada a su lado lo representará para la audiencia de hoy.
If you have any questions or concerns, please address them to your attorney before saying anything out loud.
Si tiene alguna pregunta o duda, dígasela a ella antes de responder en voz alta a usted.
I've reviewed the pretrial services report, noting a
Ya he
4
visto
respectively on the FTA-NCA scales.
Lo que estoy viendo es el informe que se preparó por la Agencia de Servicios previos al juicio y se nota una puntuación de 4 de nuevas actividades delictivas y faltas de comparecencia.
Also note that there appears to be an active parole violation warrant out of Pima County Superior Court.
Y también veo que existe una orden de detención vigente por falta de cumplimiento con orden de probatoria, de libertad probatoria del Juzgado Superior del Condado Pima.
And there also appears to be several prior, at least 2 prior felony convictions for the defendant.
También veo que para el acusado se ven 2 condenas previas por delitos graves.
County Attorney's recommendation is for $100,000 bond. Anything to add from the state?
Yes, Your Honor. So my recommendation of $100,000 is coming from the JP warrant amount. In a different situation, I might have recommended more. like the court to note that, or you did note that he has a parole violation warrant. I would note that the case that he is on parole for is another seriously violent offense. And he's only been out of prison a short amount of time. And then we have this issue now here too. The other thing I would note is this is a JP warrant. Sometimes people, make the point that he hadn't had the opportunity to appear for the warrant. And I would just note that that's the nature of a JP warrant. We have to get them when the person is not available to be arrested. And so I don't think the court should take that into consideration either. So we are asking for the $100,000 in the JP warrant. And then the final thing, which I apologize if I'm repeating, but I did put in my notes, that parole hold is only going to last so long. And so we would ask that you not rely upon that and set, a lower bond because of the hold, because the hold's going to expire at some point. Thank you.
Lo que dice el juez que es la fiscalía recomienda fianza de $100,000. Pregunta que si tiene algo más que comentar ella. Dice ella que sí, porque es un caso sumamente violento, ha tenido condenas previas por lo mismo anteriormente y ha tenido también faltas de comparecencia y cumplimiento con órdenes de libertad a prueba después de la condena. Lo que dice que también es que ella estaría dispuesta o preparada a pedir una fianza más alta, pero es lo que se pide en la orden de prisión del juzgado de paz. Otra cosa importante es que él ha estado en la prisión anteriormente y solamente estuvo libre por poco tiempo antes de cometer este incidente. También muchas veces se ordenan órdenes de detención del juzgado de paz, pero dice que es por falta de comparecencia, pero es la naturaleza o la índole de los cargos de detención del juzgado de paz, porque deben de emitir estas órdenes cuando no están presentes. Y dice que también las órdenes de detención de los juzgados de paz tienen su fecha de caducación y muchas veces se pide una orden de fianza en cantidades bajas, pero no es lo procedente en este caso. Por eso es que pide ella $100,000 de fianza y eso que piensa que es apropiado.
I apologize to Mr. Davis for not pausing. I'm sorry.
Not at all. It's fine. I think he got the information. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And defense?
Your Honor,
Anola,
Your Honor, he is a lifelong resident of Tucson with ties to the community.
Lo que dice es que él ha vivido siempre aquí en Tucson y tiene buenos lazos de la comunidad.
Thank you.
He has 3 kids who he's involved with raising.
Tiene 3 niños de edad a quien está criando activamente.
He reports that he's working on getting into treatment with the ARC. And he also is homeless and not able to post any amount of bond. And I'd ask you set the bond at $25,000.
Dice que está tratando de tener una vivienda transicional en grupo de social ARC. Por lo pronto está desalojado sin la manera de pagar la fianza y lo que pido es que le ponga fianza de $25,000.
I am going to honor the amount of the warrant at $100,000.
Okay. Honrar la fianza que se pide por la orden de detención de $100,000 en efectivo.
Based on the nature of the alleged offenses, as well as the criminal history.
Y eso es en vista de la índole de los cargos que se registran aquí y también el historial de antecedentes del acusado.
I'm going to set the matter for a preliminary hearing on June 30th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Sí. El caso se pacta para una audiencia preliminar el 30 de junio a las 1:30 por la tarde.
In order that if the defendant is able to post a bond, that he be released to the supervision of pretrial services.
También ordeno que si logra depositar la fianza y salir de la cárcel, pasará a la supervisión de los servicios de previos al juicio.
They do not possess any firearms or weapons.
De no tener en posesión armas de fuego.
And that he not have any contact of any kind with any alleged victims, to include going to their place of work or residence.
Y no de tener contacto o comunicación con las víctimas que se alegan, ni de ir a donde vivan ellos o trabajen ellos.
And that's all I have for you this evening, sir. You're excused.
Es todo por hoy esta
Thank you.
noche, señor. Thank you.
Good evening, sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Buenas tardes, señor. ¿Podría darme su nombre completo y fecha de nacimiento, por favor?
Tomás Valenzuela Gómez, abril 21 de 1976.
Tomás Valenzuela Gómez, April 21st, 1976.
Sir, good evening. This time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here.
Buenas tardes.
Or go ahead.
Go ahead, Your-
You're being seen. Go right ahead. No, go right ahead.
Esta tarde por la comparecencia inicial, señor.
Being seen here this evening on charges of possession of a dangerous drug and possession of a dangerous drug for sale.
Lo estamos viendo este día por posesión de droga peligrosa y posesión de droga peligrosa para la venta.
You have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you.
Tiene derecho de guardar silencio. Cualquier cosa que diga podrá y será usada en contra suya.
You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you.
También tiene derecho a ser representado por abogado. Voy a designar al abogado de oficio del condado para que se encargue de su defensa.
The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you for purpose to this hearing.
La licenciada sentada al lado izquierdo suyo lo representará el día de hoy, esta tarde.
If you have any questions or concerns, please address them to your attorney before saying anything out loud.
Si tiene alguna pregunta o duda, hágasela a la licenciada antes de responder usted en voz alta.
I reviewed the interim complaint as well as the pretrial services report.
Estoy leyendo la querella inicial, tanto como el informe inicial de la Agencia de Servicios Previos al Juicio.
Note that Mr. Gomez is a 2 and 2 respectively on the NCA FDA scales.
Y se nota que el señor tiene la puntuación de 2 y 2, respectivamente, en la escala de criminalidad, de actividad nueva, delictiva y también de faltas de comparecencia.
And that there was no history of felony arrest.
Pero que no se ve ningún historial personal de delitos graves, arrestos por ellos.
And I didn't know any other holds for Mr. Gomez.
Tampoco se ve ninguna otra orden de detención por otras agencias en contra del señor Gómez.
State's recommendation is for $50,000 bond.
La fiscalía recomienda fianza de $50,000.
Anything to add from the state?
¿Algo más de la
Yes,
fiscalía?
Yes, Your Honor. First, can we clarify, because I understand that the pretrial services report says he doesn't have a hold, but going by the defendant list, it says that there's an ICE hold.
Lo que dice ella, quisiera aclarar un cierto punto. Y sé que el informe de los servicios previos al juicio no indica ninguna detención, pero al ver la lista de los acusados esta tarde, se ve que existe orden de detención en contra de él por el Departamento de Inmigración.
And I don't see any notion in notation by pretrial services or on the Sheriff's Take website, but the jail can clarify if there is an ICE hold or not.
Yes, Your Honor, he does.
Thank you.
El juez dice, no veo tal anotación en el informe de servicios previos al juicio, ni tampoco en la lista de la página del internet del sheriff, pero que si el personal de la cárcel puede aclarar ese punto, y le dice que sí existe orden de detención en contra del señor. Gracias.
So, Your Honor, that does inform the basis of the state's request.
Señor juez, por eso es que nosotros pedimos lo que pedimos, basado en esa información.
I understand that he does not have any felony criminal history. However, under the factors of 133967B, number 14, the court can consider a person's status.
Bueno, aunque sí entiendo que no se ven antecedentes por delitos mayores en su historia personal, basado en lo que se ve ahora bajo la ley estatal 1339-67B, número 14, usted, señor juez, puede considerar su estatus legal para tomar la determinación.
And the reason that that status is important at this procedural stage is because he hasn't been arraigned yet. So if ICE takes him, we cannot proceed with the case.
Y lo importante de esa información de la orden de detención es que estamos antes de la acusación formal y si se pasara al Departamento de Migración no podríamos proceder con la causa.
I would note that he indicated to pretrial services that he has lived in Tucson for 10 years. However, he did not provide any references, and there is no other corroborating information such as MVD records to corroborate that.
Y aunque sí le comentó él al personal de la Agencia de Servicios Previos al Juicio que ha vivido aquí por 10 años, no hay ninguna información que constate eso, no hay ninguna información corroborativa, así como el Departamento de Registros, Departamento de Motores y Vehículos del Estado.
Adding to that the complaint indicates the complaint indicates an organized operation here tied to Mexico, and not just, for example, a one-time sale or something like that.
Y a la vez de eso, la querella indica que hay nexos con el crimen organizado de México, y así es que no solamente se trata de una sola venta, de una sola ocasión.
The other thing I would note is there appears to be a clerical error in the pretrial services report saying that the offenses occurred in 2020. They did occur in 2025.
Otra nota que se ve en error del informe de los inicios previos al juicio es que se dice de un principio que esto ocurrió en 2022, pero de hecho, 2020, perdón, pero esto de hecho ocurrieron en 2025.
So for those reasons, that is why the state is asking for a $50,000 bond. Thank you.
Y por eso es que la Fiscalía pide que se imponga una fianza de $50,000. Gracias.
Thank you. Ben.
Gracias. Ahora la defensa.
He does have ties to the community. He reports living here for 10 years and he has children here. As everyone else noted, he has no felony history and low risk scores. In light of that, I'd ask you to set the bond at $10,000.
Señor juez, sí tiene lazos en la comunidad. Él dice que ha vivido por 10 años aquí, tiene niños aquí y que se nota que no tiene antecedentes penales y tiene anotaciones bajas de riesgo de reincidir y faltas de comparecencia. Por eso es que pedimos fianza de $10,000.
I'm going to impose bond of $25,000 cash. I will note the ICE hold that. So Mr. Gomez, if you do post a bond, you may be taken into custody by ICE.
Lo que sí voy a hacer es ponerle fianza de $25,000 en efectivo. Ahora, también se nota la orden de detención pendiente en contra del señor por el Departamento de Inmigración. Señor Gómez, si logra usted depositar fianza, de hecho pasará usted a la custodia de la Agencia de Servicios de Inmigración.
I set the matter for a preliminary hearing on June 30th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Voy a programar la siguiente audiencia en su causa para el día 30 de junio a la 1:30 por la tarde.
I'll also order that if the bond is posted, that he be under the supervision of pretrial services.
También indico que si logra depositar la fianza y salir, pasará a la supervisión de la Agencia de Servicios previos al juicio.
And that's all I have for you, sir. You're excused.
Es todo por hoy, señor. Puede retirarse.
Salazar. Salazar. Oh.
Good evening, sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Señor, dígame su nombre completo y su fecha de nacimiento.
Agustín Salazar. Otero. Agustín Salazar, Otero. El 23 de junio del 77.
Agustín Salazar, June 23rd, 1977.
All right. Thank you, sir. You're being seen here this evening for two different cases.
Estamos viendo esta tarde por dos causas distintas, señor.
The first is on a warrant from the Pima County Justice Court.
La primera causa es una orden de detención que se emitió por el Juzgado de Paz del Condado Pima.
This relates to charges of possession of drug paraphernalia.
Eso tiene que ver con posesión de parafernales de drogas.
In that matter, I'm going to release you and promise you will appear for a hearing on June 30th at 8:30 in the morning. Can you do that?
Voy a permitir que salga de la cárcel con su promesa de presentarse el día indicado, sería el día 30 de junio a las 8:30. ¿Promesa hacerlo?
Sí.
Yes.
An order as part of that case, you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs.
Voy a ordenar que como parte de esta causa no consuma ni tenga en su poder alcohol ni drogas ilícitas.
And they not have any contact with the alleged victim in the case, to include going to their place of work or residence.
Y también se le prohíbe tener contacto y comunicación con la víctima que se alega ni ir donde viva o trabaje la víctima.
Next case you have is out of the Tucson City Court.
Ahora, el siguiente caso proviene del Juzgado Municipal de Tucson.
And this relates to charges of criminal trespass, criminal damage, and possession of drug paraphernalia.
Eso tiene que ver con ingreso ilícito a propiedad ajena, daño de propiedad ajena y también de... And the third element, Your Honor, please.
I'm sorry, do you have a question of me?
Yes, please. What was the third component of the charge?
Possession of drug paraphernalia.
Y tenencia de droga, administros de droga, señor. Thank you.
I'm going to release you on that case as well, provided that you will appear at a hearing on July 21st at 9 a.m. Can you do that?
Voy a permitir que salga de la cárcel por esta acusación, señor, con la promesa que se presente una alianza que se pacta el 21 de junio a las 9 de la mañana. ¿Promete hacerlo también?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm likewise going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs.
Y aquí también se le prohíbe el consumo o posesión de licor o de droga ilícita.
And that you not have any contact with any alleged victim in the case.
De no tener contacto con la víctima que se alega en esta causa.
And that's all I have for you, sir. You're excused.
Eso es lo que tengo por usted, señor. Puede retirarse.
Hamilton.
If there's no other Spanish-speaking matter, may the interpreter be excused?
I can confirm we don't have any more Spanish speakers. Is that correct, Joe? All
Yes, Your Honor.
right, thank you. Thank you very much. Interpreter is excused.
Thank you.
Have a nice evening. Sir, can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Dusty Hamilton, 1/6 of 89.
All right. Champlin, good evening. It's time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening on several charges related to domestic violence, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, domestic violence, disorderly conduct with a dangerous, domestic violence, disorderly conduct, aggravated domestic violence, and domestic violence aggravated harassment. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you for purposes of this hearing. If you have any questions or concerns, please address them to your attorney before saying anything out loud. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. Reviewed pretrial services report. Note that there is another pending case in CR 2024-37 145, where the defendant is on release conditions. And state is pressing a no bond. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Defense, anything you'd like to say for the record?
Your Honor, I just would ask that a no bond hearing be set.
Okay. Yes, and I'm so Champlin, under Arizona state law, the state is able to request that you be held without bond based on the circumstances in your case. I'm going to honor that request and hold you without bond. I'm going to set a hearing on June 25th at 2:30 in the afternoon. So, sir, you are going to be held until that hearing. Please make sure and keep in touch with your attorney so you can keep up to date on the status of your case. And that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me set a preliminary hearing as well. I'll set the preliminary hearing for June 30th at 1:30 in the afternoon. And I'm sorry, sir. My apologies. That's all I have for you. You're excused.
Your Honor, before you go through everything with Mr. Ponce, did you see my note, my recommendation?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Dude, sir, can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Yes, Henry Stephen Bonsa, 3/28/1968.
All right, sir. Good evening. This time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here tonight on charge of possession of a narcotic drug. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. I have here that the state is moving to dismiss without prejudice. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Any objection from defense?
No, thank you.
All right. Response, the state is elected to dismiss your case without prejudice, which means it may be brought back at a later time if they so choose. But otherwise, you're going to be released later this evening. And that's all we have for you, sir. You're excused.
Thank you so much.
Samaniego. Samaniego.
Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Said Raul Buenas, my name is April 14, that's it.
Yes, it's time to set for your initial appearance. We're going to be seeing you here on, I believe, 3 different matters. The first is I believe, relates to a felony warrant that was issued by Judge Catherine Monroe related to a charge of criminal damage alleged to have occurred on October 25th, 2024. Remind you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointed the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you for purposes of this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please address them to your attorney before saying anything out loud. Do you understand that? Sorry, sir, do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You read the pretrial services report, noting that Mr. Samaniego is rated a 6 out of 6 on the NCA FTA scales. Also note that there is several past felony convictions. State's recommendation on the felony warrant is $1,500 in accordance with the warrant. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Dad?
I would just note that looking at the pretrial services report for those prior convictions, every single one of them included a probation revocation warrant, parole absconding, or unsuccessful termination. So even though this is a quote unquote property crime, it is very unlikely that the defendant is going to comply with any court orders. Thank you.
Spence?
Your Honor, he is a lifelong resident of Tucson who has ties to the community. He's also currently homeless and unable to post any amount of bond. I'd ask you to set the bond at $1,000.
Thank you. I will honor Judge Monroe's request at $1,500 cash secured, and order that if posted, Ms. Samaniego be released to the pretrial services supervision and submit to any monitoring or treatment that they direct. I'll schedule an arraignment on June 27th at 1:30 in the afternoon. And for the order that Mr. Samaniego not return to the incident location or have any contact with any alleged victims. All right. Next case. Here's to be a misdemeanor matter out of the South Tucson City Court. It relates to a warrant issued. Oh, looks like several warrants actually related to criminal trespass in the third degree, assault, and criminal trespass third degree, and criminal damage. On these matters, I'm going to order you released, at least on these matters, and set a. Actually, give me 1 second. I'm gonna note the felony hold on this, and set a hearing for June 23rd at 10 a.m. The South Tucson may transport you down or reschedule the hearing for you on that matter. If you are released, I'm going to order they not have any contact with any alleged victims or go to the incident locations or attempt to contact them at their place of work or residence. And lastly, we have a matter out of the Tucson City Court related to a warrant issued by Judge Jeff Klotz for 1 count of indecent exposure, 1 count disorderly conduct, and 1 failing to appear. I'm going to likewise release you on that case, but I'm going to schedule a hearing for you on August 8th at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Maldonado. I'm going to appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you on that case, in order that you not have any contact of any kind with the alleged victim or victims, to include going to their place of work or residence. All right, sir. Got a lot going on. Please make sure contact your attorneys stay in contact with them to stay updated on the status of your cases. And that's all I have for you. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead. Okay.
All right. Good evening. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Dominique Velasquez, 42492.
Thank you. All right. Ms. Velasquez, time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening on 2 charges, one of possession of a dangerous drug, one of possession of drug paraphernalia. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you for purposes of this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please address them to your attorney before saying anything out loud. You understand that? I reviewed the interim complaint as well as pretrial services report. Just note that there is a federal probation hold. But otherwise, Ms. Velasquez is rated a 3 and a 4 respectively, and that appears to be steps diversion eligible. State's recommendation is for $500 bond time for time credit and amenable to steps court hearing. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
No objection, thank you.
Thank you. All right. All right. Defense.
No objection to a $500 bond.
And how about have you discussed with your client the STEPS program? And if so, are they is she interested in being screened for it?
Yes.
Okay. So, Ms. Velasquez, because of the hold, you're not going to be released. I am going to impose the $500 bonds on recommendation of the state so you can receive time credit. I will set a STEPS hearing for you on June 30th at 9 a.m. So you can be screened for that program and hopefully have your case resolved in alternative matter. In case that doesn't go forward for any reason, I'm also going to schedule a preliminary hearing for you on the same day at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Yes, that's correct. I'm so sorry for interrupting.
Not a problem. If you are released, I'll order that you not possess consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, and that you submit to any monitoring. I'm sorry, that you be put under the supervision of pretrial services and submit to any monitoring or treatment that they direct. And with that, yeah, that's all I have for you. You're excused.
Just have us be out there with the female.
All right. I think that's it. You go. That's for you.
Thanks.
Your shots and you're pouring me a fit. No girl's ever looked at me like this. Your roommate's pissed, she's halfway out the door. We throw our glasses back and I shiver as your hair kisses the floor. I can't remember which party we danced through.
I can see a sea of alpine green, something that will stay with me. Sky is wrapped in blue, wish that I could share with you. Like a photograph when times are good, when a flower begins to bloom. Life never felt so good. You're far, but distance doesn't break your heart. It gives us time to know our love. Grass all wrapped in you. Oh, I wish that I could lie with you.